All right, get ready, because we are about to go on an absolutely epic adventure. We're going to follow a single drop of water on its incredible and pretty much never-ending journey across our planet.
But first, a quick question for you. Seriously, if you could just shrink down, hop on a water drop, and ride along, where would you want to go? Would you float in a cloud, tumble down a mountain stream, or maybe drift deep, deep in the ocean? Just kind of keep that idea in your head as we dive in.
So where does our story kick off? Well, it begins way, way up high above the Earth, where our hero, our little drop, first comes into being. This is Section 1, A Drop is Born.
Just picture it. You're way up there where the air is super cold and thin. You can't actually see it, but you're surrounded by water vapor. These tiny, invisible bits of water just floating around on the wind, kind of waiting for something to happen.
And, it all starts with this tiny little thing, a simple H2O molecule. It's the building block of, well, everything, including you. These little molecules start to cool down and they grab onto tiny specks of dust in the air. When they do that, they form a microscopic droplet. For our story, let's call him Wally.
But here's the thing, Wally is definitely not alone up there. Billions, and I mean billions, of these little droplets are all bumping into each other, merging together, and growing. And as they do, the cloud they're in gets bigger and darker and heavier. You can almost feel gravity starting to kick in, just tugging, pulling.
And that powerful pull? Well, it leads us straight into the next part of our journey. Section 2, The Journey to Earth.
And bam, just like that, you're falling. It must feel like you're a skydiver just racing through the cool air, tumbling and gliding down toward the world. You're now officially part of this massive orchestra of raindrops, all heading for the ground.
Every single drop has its own unique destiny. Some of your buddies might land super gently on a tree leaf. Others might just splash right down into the gigantic ocean. But you, our drop, Wally, you land in a cold, clear mountain stream. And believe me, the adventure is just getting started.
So what's driving all this? Believe it or not, this whole incredible journey is powered by just two main forces. You've got the sun's energy, which lifts you up, and you've got the Earth's gravity, which brings you right back down. It's like this constant cosmic dance that just never, ever stops.
And this cosmic dance, it's going to take us all across the planet's surface. Welcome to Section 3, Across Land and Sea.
Okay, so now you're really in it. Caught in the current, twisting and tumbling. You're not in some little stream anymore. Nope, you're part of a powerful river now, carving its path through the land. As you're rushing along, you see fish zipping past you, and maybe a deer stopping by the bank for a quick drink. But hold on, not every drop gets to take this high-speed route. If you're on the surface in a river, your trip might take hours or days. But if you seep down into the soil, you become groundwater. And then, wow, your journey slows way, way down. You could be traveling underground for years, maybe even for centuries.
Our drop, though, it's sticking to the fast lane. The river starts to get wider. The current isn't quite as strong, and you can start to taste salt in the air. You've made it. You've reached the ocean, a massive, brand-new world full of mystery and constant motion. But, of course, no water drop stays put for long. It's time for the great escape. Let's move on to Section 4, the return to the sky.
So you're just floating there on the ocean surface, and then you feel it, that warmth from the sun. Your tiny molecules start to vibrate, getting faster and faster, spuzzing with all this new energy until, whoosh!
And boom, you've just evaporated. You've gone from a liquid to an invisible gas, a vapor. You leave the whole ocean behind and you start rising, totally weightless, all the way back up into the sky. Way up in the atmosphere, you start to cool down again and you find other water molecules. You condense, becoming part of a cloud once more. And I love how the source material puts it. It says, it feels like coming home. So we've been following this one specific path, right? But that's just a sliver of a much, much bigger story. Which brings us to our final section, the never-ending cycle. Because see, the journey isn't always a straightforward river ride. A water drop could fall as snow and end up frozen in a glacier for 1,000 years. It could get drawn up through the roots of a giant redwood tree. Or it could end up in a glass of water, sipped by someone just like you. Okay, get ready for this, because this part is going to blow your mind. The water that's in your body right now, it's not new. It's been on this planet for billions of years. That water may have flowed through a Roman aqueduct, been frozen solid at the North Pole, or, yes, it could have literally been a dinosaur's drink. You are connected to all of history. So this whole incredible story we've just followed, that's what scientists call the water cycle. And it really boils down to the 4 key stages we just saw in action: evaporation, then condensation, then precipitation, and finally collection, right before the whole thing just starts all over again.
And this leads to what might be the single most important fact in this whole thing. The total amount of water on Earth, it doesn't change, ever. 0 new water is ever created, and none is ever destroyed. It is the ultimate planet-wide recycling system.
You know, when you really think about it, that's what this is all about. The story of one little water drop is actually the story of connection. It's the one thing that links the sky, the land, the oceans, and every single living thing on this planet, including us.
So I'm going to leave you with a final thought. The next time you see a raindrop on a window or you feel one on your face, just take a second and ask yourself, where has that raindrop been and where is it going next?